Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here today with something that may be a recognizable tract. Do you know who the most published author in history is? And I shouldn't say in history because Shakespeare's probably done more besides the Bible and all this. Well, it is Jack Chick. Jack Chick produced over 900 million of these particular tracts in this format. Great artist. He just died late last year, 2016. Had a big write-up in the New York Times, another big write-up in the Washington Post about his passing. And he was a fundamentalist evangelical. And this particular one is on evolution. Now, there's a lot of people that collect Chick tracts. Jack T. Chick was his name. He died at 92 years of age. I've been out to Chick Publications when I was preaching in Southern California. Tried to meet him. He was not there. But this particular tract is against evolution. And it basically foreshadows God's not dead, and God's not dead too. You just heard about that Christian that got kicked out of college because they had a Islamic professor trying to tell him Jesus didn't rise from the dead, and he tried to say that he did. He got suspended from college for bringing up the issue with his professor. So those things happen. Of course, it's caricatures, but people collect these that aren't even Christians because of the artwork of Jack Chick. People love this particular artwork, and he also drew 22 comic books as well. So this is one of my favorites. Now, I don't recommend passing these tracts out. I'll use if it pertains for informational purposes, but I disagree with the plan of salvation that is brought forth in the back, because it's got what to pray, say the sinner's prayer, and all this, which obviously that's not scriptural, that's not biblical, so we shouldn't be for that. But the information that's contained on the inside is fascinating, and so he brings a lot of scientific things in here, such as this is a great little thing. You can actually used to buy this on a poster, and it's about the fallacies of Heidelberg man, Java man, Peking man, Nebraska man. You've heard about the missing links and all this. I'm not sure if Australopithecus is in there or not, and how these have all been disproven and discredited and have nothing to do with man's evolution. So this one is Big Daddy by Chick Publications. We may do a few of these over the course of time. And it goes into major arguments, the professor does, and then the student begins to, I'll just read you a panel. The professor says, well, here's proof of evolution. Human embryos have gill slits, proving man evolved through the fish stages millions of years ago. This guy knows what he's talking about, this student in the little thing. Sir, Ernest Haeckel made up those drawings in 1869, and they were proven to be wrong in 1874. Those folds of skin are not gills. They grow in the bones in the ear and the glands in the throat. And then it's got a little reference at the bottom. Wow, wrong for 125 years and still in our book. Well, then the professor goes into vestigial organs, like the human tailbone, prove we evolved from animals with tails. Sir, there's 9 muscles that attach to the tailbone, so it's not vestigial. And they've come to the same thing with, your tonsils and your appendix and all this. Whales have a vestigial pelvis. You'll hear that about serpents. I'm sorry, sir, but those bones serve as anchor points for muscles. Without them, whales cannot reproduce. They have nothing to do with walking on land. Even if these were vestigial organs, isn't losing something the opposite of evolution? See, it's really good. So I appreciate Jack Chick promoting in certain ways too. Now, he came out, man, he got so many people mad at him. The Catholics didn't like him, the Mormons didn't like him, the Muslims didn't like him, on and so forth. But really, he just comes from a strain of American fundamentalism and evangelicalism that's kind of was almost in the mainstream of Americanism till just recently. So it's just fascinating little things. And again, don't believe the back, but a lot of the information he gives is kind of cool. And especially in this one, good little tract. God bless you. Live for Jesus.